Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie. Today I'm talking about Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray and Jennifer Coolidge. So let's get into it. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Our main character is Sam, who's obviously played by Hilary Duff. Sam is a very sweet, smart girl. She wants to go to Princeton when she's older. And her father passes away when she's pretty young, so she just now lives with her stepmother and her two stepsisters, Brianna and Gabriella. They're just kind of there, they're the evil stepsisters. And they have taken over her father's diner, which they made it into a roller skating pink diner area with like a bunch of fish and stuff. And she works at the diner because her stepmother makes her. Jennifer Coolidge, her stepmother, whose name is Fiona, makes her work at the diner like every single day. So she's a super smart student. She's senior year. She works super hard. She wants to go to Princeton. Let's move on a little bit. Her best friend, his name is Carter. I love him so much. He's genuinely the biggest nerd ever. Every day, so he wants to be an actor. So every day he comes to school with a different costume. Sometimes he's a cowboy. I don't even know some of them. He's just there in a ton of costumes and he acts different. It's quite silly. I love him so much, and he is her best friend. The love interest in the movie, his name is Austin. He is very popular. He's on the football team. He's dating the popular cheerleader girl who is a secondary villain named Shelby. Carter likes Shelby. Shelby likes Austin. Austin likes Sam, and Sam likes Austin. The twist of this movie is that because it's in the age of texting, that Austin and Sam don't know each other, but they met each other in a Princeton chat forum group. And they are super into each other, but they don't know who each other is. They only know that they go to the same school and that they want to go to Princeton. And so they like talk a lot, and he's like, I want to be a writer, but my dad wants me to be a football star at this certain college. And she's like, you should just tell your dad you want to go to Princeton. He's like, it's not that easy. So his dad is kind of like Troy Bolton's dad, who's like, you gotta do football, you can't do this creative outlet thing. Or basketball, but you know what I'm saying. So then like there's just kind of the exposition of her like at school being kind of invisible, that she lets everyone step over her and walk on her, use her as a doormat. She's not like a shy person, but she's definitely like very kind. So she's a good person, I guess. And then coming up is the Halloween dance. Her and Austin are texting. They don't know it's each other. And they're like, we should totally meet at the dance, like, because we'll be in costume. And she's like, okay, bet. So she wants to go to the Halloween dance, but her stepmom is going to make her work tonight. So she's like, Jennifer Coolidge, please. Fiona, please, I want to go so bad. It's the dance. And she's like, you're not going to go to Princeton without this money, so you better work. Oh my gosh. Every single line of Jennifer Coolidge's is so funny. Like, every time she's on screen, I'm like, I love you so much. You're the funniest woman in the entire world. Adore her. She's like, not going to go. And then her best friend Carter is like, you gotta go. Because she obviously knows about forum chatting or whatever it's called. And then the really sweet manager, her name is Rhonda. She's like the manager for the diner, and she's also been a family friend for like so long. She's kind of like a mother to Sam because her mom is dead. But she's like, listen, I'll take you to a costume shop and we're gonna get you a costume. So they go to a costume shop. She buys a masquerade mask. They go back to Rhonda's place. She gets to wear her wedding dress because Rhonda was like, I was saving this for when I get married next, but you can have it. Which, I mean, you can just give it back at the end of the night. Carter, who is dressed as Zorro, and Sam, who's now just a Cinderella, go to the dance. Everyone's like, whoa, gorgeous. The mean girl named Shelby is like, I love that dress, but I hate who's wearing it. It's so good. It was so funny.
Love her dress. Hate her.
And she goes to the dance, and then she's like, I hope he's here. They meet. He is dressed as Prince Charming. So he's like, hey, Cinderella. Like, because like they say each other's like screen names, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's you.
Austin Ames? You're nomad?
Yeah, I guess my costume doesn't do a very good job at hiding who I am.
And then they go outside and they talk and dance and stuff like that. Then he's like, can I ask you like a certain amount of questions to try to figure out who you are? Because he couldn't figure out who she was. I would be like, okay, blonde. Also, you can see their face. It's just like you can't see this. Like, you can see who that is. While they're like outside talking, Carter, who was just as Zorro, saves Shelby, the mean girl, from a creep who's trying to be like, since you broke up with Austin, you should totally get with me. Because Austin broke up with her like right before the dance because he was like, I'm not into you. I'm into this other girl. I've only seen her on texting, but I really like her.
Now that you and Austin are toast, okay, why don't we have our own little party?
Ew, back off, David.
So like they're already broken up, and then Carter saves her because the guy's like, come on, babe, you already broke up with him, why don't you give me a chance? So it's like, okay, pig, but then Carter saves her.
Wait, said stop. Scene 1.
They kiss, they make out. She doesn't know it's him because he's wearing the mask of Zorro and doesn't look like him because he also has like a little fake mustache. Although, I feel like you would just know who these people are. She set her alarm because she needs to get back at the diner because Fiona's gonna go back to the diner and she needs to be there like the whole time so Fiona doesn't get mad at her. So, Sam quickly leaves the dance right before they kiss and he's like, my beautiful princess, where are you? She runs out, but while she's running, she drops her cell phone. He picks up the phone and is like, I wonder whose phone this is. Do old phones like that have passwords? Because if not, you could just like call someone and be like, whose phone am I using? You know? She goes back to the diner and is like, she quickly barely makes it. She's like, I've been here the whole time, and Fiona's like, So then the next day, Carter and Sam, like Carter's like, you should tell Austin who you are, and she's like, I live in an attic and I work at a diner. He wouldn't like me. Oh my gosh, it's actually so crazy. But then she's like, fine, I'll tell Austin who I am once you tell Shelby who you are, because she didn't know who he was either. They go into the school. It is covered with flowers of like, have you seen me, with like a cutout of her face, like not her face, but like her hair, being like, have you seen me, call this number, because he is like desperate to find her. Carter reveals himself to Shelby and is like, hey, it's me, and she's like, ew. So that went nowhere.
And you are?
Allow me to refresh your memory. I thought we had like a connection.
We are from completely different classes of human.
Austin's friends had like lined up all of the women who said that they were Cinderella. I say women, high schoolers. And like being like, hey, I'm Cinderella, and then whatever, none of them are her because she obviously doesn't want to be known because she's embarrassed by her status, I guess. Later, Brianna and Gabriella, is it Brianna or Brianna? They go onto Sam's computer and they see all the messages between Austin and Sam, and they see one where it's like, hey, like, are you just not responding to me because you got weirded out that you found out that I'm Austin? And the girls, the stepsisters, have the biggest crushes on Austin, so they're like, oh my gosh, our stepsister is Cinderella, who Austin has been searching for. So they go to where he is and they're like, they start being like, I'm Cinderella. And then they like say something that Cinderella wrote. I say Cinderella, but like just her screen name is like Princeton girl, something, which is so funny.
I'm her, Austin. Cinderella. I'm Cinderella.
He's like, okay, fine, then what did you drop? And they both get it wrong, so he's like, darn.
The girl that I met at the dance, she dropped something on her way out. What was it?
A wallet.
No.
Oh, a fish!
So he knows that neither of them are it. He didn't have to cut off their feet, so that's pretty awesome. They tell Shelby about the messages because they're like, and they want to be cool and popular or whatever, so they're like, did you know that she told us not to tell anyone? And she's trying to steal Austin away from you guys and blah, 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 blah. So Shelby's like, that rat is trying to steal my boyfriend even though they've broken up. So she goes and puts on a play. Like, it was this is so confusing, but it's like before one of the football games. They have like a little speech thing, but they make it like a little play. And she makes it about them. So both Sam and Austin think the other one told Shelby about it.
One night, after the slimy frog ditches his super hot senior pole most popular girlfriend, he meets his princess.
Your Highness.
Not only had a secret identity, but also had a secret email relationship with a pen pal named Princeton Girl.
I mean, who doesn't want to play USC football, but he wants to be at Princeton with you.
And at the end, she's like, and this girl is Diner Girl, Samantha.
But our princess had a secret too. Give it up for the pretend princess, Diner Girl, Sam Montgomery.
Humiliated. That is so insane. That is so evil. Horrible, heartbreaking, disgusting behavior. Sam goes home. Fiona lies to her and says she wasn't accepted into Princeton. She made a fake document that says you're not accepted at Princeton because she got a real acceptance letter, so she faked it so she would still work at the diner. Actual diabolical behavior, like insane. Sam was completely heartbroken, and then she's still working. She's like crying while she's working, and then something falls, and then like one of the wallpapers on the diner wall falls and like breaks, and then it shows the original stuff that her dad had, and it like had like an inspirational quote. So she stands up to Fiona and is like, "Screw you, I don't want to work with you, I'm leaving." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, where are you gonna go? You think you can just quit?" Rhonda, the manager, aka mothers, and is like, "Girl, she can stay with me. You suck." Which, I don't know how legal this is, but I don't think Fiona would file a police report. Anyways, she moves in with Rhonda. She quits the diner. Rhonda quits. All the employees quit, the customers leave. Because the only reason the customers were still there is pretty much because it was the same staff that the dad had hired when he was still alive, so it was kind of like everything's the same except for Fiona's here. Then Sam confronts Austin and is like, "You're scared to be who you are and you did all this stuff and blah 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 blah."
You turned out to be exactly who I thought you were. I came to tell you that I know what it feels like to be afraid to show who you are. I know that guy that sent those emails is somewhere down inside of you, but I can't wait for him. Just waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing.
So then like the game happens, and right before it's about to start, Austin stops and is like, "I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a football player, quarterback, I don't know, whatever." He runs over to the stands to her and is like, "I'm so sorry." And then it starts raining because she was basically like being like, you standing up for yourself, or like you saying what you truly believe is like waiting for rain in a drought. I'm done waiting. And then it starts raining and he apologizes and they kiss and it's so sweet. It's amazing and I love it so much. And then cut to later, she's packing up all of her stuff sort of, and then she's looking through like a old fairy tale book from her dad that her dad had that her dad used to read her, and in it is a will that Fiona signed and like as a witness. And then it's basically like everything is left to Sam, including the house, including the diner, all of my assets. Which, why wouldn't you give this to an attorney and instead hide it in a book from your daughter? Like, were you just like waiting for her to open it? Like, that's insane. It didn't make a ton of sense, but that's okay. Her and Austin get together. Not Fiona and Austin, Sam and Austin get together. They both decide to go to Princeton. It's very sweet. That's kind of the end of the movie. He gives her phone back at the end of it, although I would be like, can you give it back to me the second you find out that it's me? I need my phone. I don't know, that's the end of the movie. I'll be honest, I love this movie so much. I've seen it a couple times, and every time I do, I'm like, this movie eats. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, because if you do not, you're gonna have a step-parent who takes all of your money. Okay, bye.